Let's be real for a second. Investing in crypto can feel, well, super complicated. The market is moving a million miles an hour, prices are all over the place, and it's just so easy to feel like you're constantly one step behind. So today, we're going to break down one specific tool that's designed to make all of this way simpler, the Binance Auto Invest feature. The big question is, could this actually be a smarter way to build your crypto position? Let's find out.
So here's what we've got on tap. We're going to start with the biggest challenge pretty much every investor faces. Then, we'll look at a much simpler strategy to get around it. After that, we'll get into the nuts and bolts of how Auto Invest works, we'll weigh the good against the bad, and by the end of this, you'll have a really clear idea of whether or not it's the right move for you.
All right, let's just dive right in. Our first big topic here is a problem that honestly trips up so many people: the incredible stress and, frankly, the difficulty of trying to perfectly time the market. I mean, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? We all have that dream of buying at the absolute bottom and selling at the very peak. But let's be honest with ourselves. Predicting what the market's going to do next is, well, it's pretty much impossible. It either leaves you frozen, stuck in analysis paralysis, or even worse, it pushes you to make really quick decisions based purely on emotion.
And this right here, this is that emotional roller coaster in a nutshell. When prices are just rocketing up, that fear of missing out, that FOMO, kicks in hard, and we jump in right at the top. But then, when the market takes a dip, panic takes over, and we sell everything at the bottom. It's the classic buy high, sell low trap, and it's driven completely by our feelings.
So if trying to time the market is just a recipe for stress and bad decisions, what's the alternative? Well, that brings us right to our next section, focusing on a simpler strategy, one that swaps out emotion for good old-fashioned discipline. And that strategy is called dollar cost averaging, or DCA for short. The idea is, wonderfully simple. Instead of trying to throw a huge lump sum of cash in at the perfect moment, you just invest a smaller, fixed amount on a totally regular schedule, say every week or every month, no matter what the price is doing. I love this analogy. Think about it this way. Do you try to time the market for when bananas are at their absolute cheapest? Of course not. You buy them when you go shopping. Sometimes they might cost a little more, sometimes a little less. But over the course of a year, your cost just averages out. DCA is just applying that same simple, stress-free logic to investing. And this is where you can really see the magic of this strategy. That first bar, that shows what happens if you put all your money in at once, right at a market peak. Your average cost per coin is going to be high. But with DCA, you're buying consistently. Yeah, you'll buy some when prices are high, but you'll also be buying when prices are low. And over time, that just smooths everything out and can lead to a much, much lower average cost. Now, you could try to do all this yourself, setting reminders in your calendar and all that. But the real secret sauce here is consistency. And that is where automation is your best friend. A tool like Binance's Auto Invest is literally designed to handle that whole DCA process for you. It turns discipline into something that just happens in the background without you even thinking about it.
Okay, so how does this thing actually work in the real world? Is it complicated to set up? The good news is, nope. The whole thing is designed to be incredibly easy.
Setting up your plan really just comes down to 3 key decisions. First, you pick the crypto you believe in for the long haul. Second, you decide on an amount you're comfortable investing each time. And third, you just pick a schedule that works for you. Daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. Once you set those 3 things, the system takes over and automates everything else. Simple as that.
But of course, no investment tool is perfect. And to make a smart decision, you have to look at this from all angles. So let's get into a balanced view and break down the real pros and cons here. The biggest pro is pretty obvious. It yanks emotion right out of the driver's seat and puts discipline on autopilot. It just makes investing super, super simple. But, and this is a big but, it's not some kind of magic shield. If the whole market is in a long-term decline, you're still going to be buying a falling asset. And yeah, if you were some kind of psychic who could perfectly time the market and you dropped a lump sum at the absolute bottom, you'd make more money. But again, who can actually do that consistently? So this brings us to our final section, where we put all the pieces together and you can decide if this strategy is actually a good fit for you personally. So, who is this kind of strategy really built for? Well, it's a fantastic starting point for anyone who's new to crypto and just feels completely overwhelmed. It's also perfect for busy people who just want a set it and forget it kind of approach. If your focus is on long-term growth and you just want to dial down the anxiety that comes with all the market swings, then this discipline method is for sure worth looking into.
Okay, if you only remember one thing from our conversation today, please let it be this. Auto Invest is a really powerful tool to have in your toolbox, but it is a tool for executing a strategy. It is not a magic button that guarantees you're going to make a profit. This is all about building a disciplined process, not about trying to predict the future.
And that kind of leaves us with this final question for you to think about. We all know that discipline is crucial, but man, it is hard to maintain. So could using automation to basically enforce that discipline for you be the key to unlocking your long-term investing goals? You know, the answer is going to be different for everybody. But whatever you decide, thanks for exploring all this with us.